It's early morning. The sunlight touches your face, and for a moment, you pause. You look at that familiar pair of pants, the ones that used to make you feel unstoppable, and suddenly, a little voice whispers, "Maybe I just can't wear these anymore." But that whisper, my love, isn't the truth, because it's not your body that's changed in the wrong way. It's fashion that hasn't kept up with the magnificent woman you've become. Today, we're going to do something powerful. We're calling out the 8 silent betrayers hiding in our closets. The pants that seem harmless, but quietly steal our elegance, our confidence, and our presence. And trust me, you'll want to stay until the very end, because I'll be sharing a secret that almost no one talks about. The one single style of pant that makes any black woman at any age look taller, more graceful, and more radiant instantly. So tell me, Queen, are you ready to turn your closet from a battlefield of doubt into a runway of confidence? Because true style doesn't begin with clothes. It begins with the belief that you still deserve to shine. If you're ready, let's begin with our very first golden rule. Before we talk about clothes, let's talk about you. The way your body tells your story. Every curve, every change, every chapter. All right, my dears, let's settle in and talk about the very first, and I truly believe, the most important golden rule of style. Honoring the beautiful shape and proportions that are uniquely yours. This, right here, is the foundation for everything else. Now I get it. I truly do. As black women, we've always known how to make comfort look beautiful, even when fashion wasn't designed with us in mind. Oh, I know that satisfying little sigh of relief when you slip on a pair of pants with an elastic waist, not having to worry about a single button after a lovely lunch with friends. But my sisters, we deserve more than just comfort. We deserve grace. And here's the honest truth. The kind of talk we have when it's just us girls. There are 3 common culprits hiding in our closets, sabotaging our silhouette every single day. The first one, those tricky capri pants. Style experts often say that capri pants can visually shorten the leg line by up to 15%. No wonder we sometimes feel a little heavier than we actually are. What they really do is perform an unflattering visual trick. They chop your leg line right at the widest part of your calf. It breaks up that long, lovely line, making our entire frame feel less balanced. Next up, culprit number 2, the bunched up elastic waistband. Honey, I love a good elastic waistband as much as the next person. But if it's puffing up like a souffle after lunch, it's not helping anybody. It creates a gathering of extra fabric, right where we want a smooth line, making tucking in a beautiful blouse nearly impossible. And culprit number 3, the ultra-skinny jean. My goodness, they had their moment, didn't they? But we are past the point in our lives where we should be squeezing ourselves into fashion. Instead of gracefully gliding over and celebrating our gorgeous curves, they often constrict them in a way that just doesn't feel elegant anymore. I have to share this with you. A few years ago, my daughter snapped a picture of me on a family vacation. And let me tell you, that picture didn't break my heart. It opened my eyes. I realized my body was never the problem. My clothes were just not doing their job. But here is the wonderful news. For every one of those culprits, there is a graceful savior waiting for you. Our first savior is the ankle pant. Our second, the flat front, high waist. And our third, the timeless straight leg jean. Let's talk about that ankle pant. It shows off the ankle, often the slimmest part of our leg, creating a delicate, elegant finish. And when you choose them in those creamy neutrals, those beautiful colors like ivory, warm sand, or gentle olive green, they look like sunlight dancing on bronze skin. If you have a pair at home, hold them up right now. See that sweet little space above the ankle? That's your secret weapon. As the legendary Coco Chanel once said, simplicity is the keynote of all true elegance. And our own Maya Angelou taught us, when you know better, you do better. That's what this is about, knowing your worth and dressing it. Now, close your eyes for a moment, and just imagine this with me. Picture yourself in a pair of dark wash, high-waisted, straight-leg jeans. You've tucked in a silky cream blouse. Instantly, you've created a powerful vertical line. You walk, and you're not just looking taller. You feel taller. You carry yourself with a little more pride. And when you catch your reflection, you won't just see longer legs. You'll see the strength, joy, and wisdom that carried you here. That's what true elegance looks like. Now that your silhouette stands in perfect harmony, let's talk about what brings it to life. The language of fabric and finish. Because before we even speak, our clothes already are. If the shape of our pants is the frame, then the fabric is truly the soul of the garment. It doesn't just touch our skin. It touches the emotions of everyone who sees us. Now, who among us doesn't love a little sparkle, a little color to brighten up the day? I remember those shopping trips with my girlfriends, the moment the light would catch on a beautiful piece of satin. And my heart would just sing, oh, that color would just shine on the praise dance floor at church this Sunday. We're drawn to these things because they promise joy. They promise to make us feel special. But that sparkle, my dears, if we're not careful, sometimes it reflects things we'd rather not show the world. Fabric has two faces. It can be your very best friend, lifting, smoothing, and draping you in grace. But it can also be your worst critic, revealing everything we'd prefer to keep to ourselves. First, let's talk about those thin, clingy leggings. The original video mentioned they can be see-through, but it's more than that. A thin cotton jersey just doesn't have the substance, the weight, to support or smooth. Instead, it clings, and it highlights everything. The line of our undergarments, any areas of uneven skin tone. It doesn't offer coverage, it offers exposure. Next, there's the harsh glare of cheap, shiny fabrics and loud prints. According to a recent AARP Fashion and Fit survey, over 60% of women over 60 said they felt that thin or overly shiny fabrics made them look less polished, especially in photographs. A cheap satin reflects light like a harsh spotlight, emphasizing every wrinkle in the fabric and every curve we didn't ask it to. I must confess, I too was once a victim of a very loud pair of leopard print pants. I bought them, thinking I would look so chic. But every time I wore them, I felt like the pants were wearing me. The print was shouting so loud, it drowned out my own voice. That pair of pants wasn't wrong. It just wasn't speaking my language. Have you ever bought something because it looked beautiful on the hanger, but you felt like a stranger when you put it on? Take a moment and think about that piece. Was it, perhaps, speaking a different language too? So, what are the beautiful languages we should invite into our closets? First, let's invest in elegant ease. Instead of thin leggings, look for ponte de Roma. It often has a weight of around 300 GSM. That's just a fancy way of saying it's substantial enough to hold its shape while still having stretch. That's why stylists sometimes call it the anti-betrayal fabric. When I wore my first pair of ponte pants, I didn't just feel supported. I felt respected. Second, let's choose a luxurious matte sheen. If you love a bit of glow, instead of harsh satin, look for silk crepe or cupro. They don't scream, they whisper. They catch the light softly, like moonlight on water. And third, let's master intelligent prints. The designer Tracy Reese once said, "Fabric tells a story before the woman does." Instead of large, overwhelming patterns, let's choose smaller, refined prints or graceful vertical stripes. And for our colors, think of jewels, deep emerald greens, rich ruby reds, and brilliant sapphire blues. Make our beautiful brown skin come alive with vibrancy. Is there a color that makes you feel like you're walking through the world with your own personal theme music? For me, it's a warm, rich burgundy, both strong and gentle. What about you? Please share your power color in the comments below. Now, just take a moment and imagine this with me. Picture yourself gliding into a room in a pair of silk crepe pants. The color of a midnight sky. The fabric is cool against your skin. As you move, it makes a soft, rustling sound. It catches the light. Not with a glare, but with a deep, liquid glow. People won't just see a beautiful pair of pants. They will see a woman who is confident, graceful, and completely at ease in her own skin. You see, true luxury isn't about the price tag on the pants. It's about the feeling you have when you wear them. Fabric can tell a story, but only structure can create the music. And in our final chapter, we will learn how to make every pair of pants, every single seam, a true statement of who we are. Now that we've found our perfect fabrics, let's talk about the next secret every stylish woman knows: structure. Because fabric can tell a story, but structure is what creates the music. And in this final chapter, we're going to answer a very important question. What story are your clothes telling about you when you're not even in the room to speak for yourself? Now, I get it. I understand that feeling at the end of a long day. Maybe it's after a Sunday dinner, or when you've just finished taking care of everyone else. You reach for something soft and forgiving. And I also understand seeing a new trend and thinking, well, maybe I should try that, just to feel a little more youthful. Both of those feelings are so real, so human. But sometimes that very comfort can cause us to accidentally lose our presence. Because our clothes are more than just clothes. So let's uncover a few pieces that might be sending messages we never intended. First, there are the baggy sweatpants in public. Comfort is beautiful, but only when it still honors you. When we step out into the world like that, it can whisper, "I've given up on the day." And we, my beautiful sisters, we are women who have weathered every storm. We never give up. Next, there are the ripped jeans. That style speaks the language of youthful rebellion. But at this stage in our lives, our edge doesn't come from rips in our denim. It comes from our wisdom. Our beauty now comes from polish, from an elegance that radiates from within. And finally, the most silent and dangerous culprit of all, the good enough fit. This is what separates someone who just wears clothes from a woman of style. An expensive pair of pants that are too long will always look cheap. And science backs it up too. A well-fitted outfit doesn't just change how we look, it changes how we feel. I read something in Harper's Bazaar that said a well-tailored outfit can make the wearer feel up to 75% more confident. 75%. That's a powerful number. Once we see the difference, we can choose to show up in a whole new way. So, what are the powerful statements we should be making? First, build a collection of elegant lounge WR. Comfort does not have to mean sloppy. The soft brush of cashmere against your skin, the gentle weight of crepe. It's comfort wrapped in quiet elegance. Imagine yourself curled up by the window with a good book, in an outfit that feels as soft as a hug, but is still chic enough that you wouldn't have to change if a friend dropped by. Second, embrace the beauty of Polish. Because Polish isn't about perfection. It's about presence. Instead of rips, a pair of dark wash jeans, perfectly tailored, is the most powerful statement of confidence. It says you don't need any gimmicks to be seen. Your presence is enough. And third, please befriend your tailor. This is the ultimate secret. I remember finding a beautiful pair of trousers on a sale rack, but they were just a little too long. For $15, my tailor turned them into a pair that looked like they were made just for me. Every adjustment, every stitch, it's a small act of self-love. One that says, I am worth the effort. Our beloved Oprah Winfrey once said something I carry with me always. You are worthy. Just by virtue of your being, you are worthy. After a long and beautiful journey through life, I believe each of us holds precious lessons. Your wisdom could be exactly what another woman needs to hear today. So, I want to ask you, what is the greatest, deepest style secret you have learned? Please share your gem of wisdom in the comments below. And finally, just imagine this. Imagine opening your closet in the morning, and every single pair of pants in there fits you perfectly. You don't have to second guess. You simply choose a pair, and you know that when you put them on, you are putting on your confidence. You walk out the door, no longer fussing with a hem or adjusting a waistband. Your mind is completely free to focus on what truly matters. That's not vanity. That's victory. That is the most powerful statement of all. We have walked through 3 golden rules together, and looking back, we realize fashion was never just about clothes. Now, it's time to take these beautiful lessons and carry them with us into our lives. So we've learned today that style was never just about the clothes. It's about how we show up in the world. It's about looking in the mirror and finally saying, I am enough. We don't chase youth, my queens, because we are living proof that beauty doesn't fade. It evolves. If you felt a connection here today and want to be part of this sisterhood, I'd be honored if you'd press that subscribe button. Together, we're building a legacy of radiant women redefining what 60 looks like. And now, let's fill this space with crowns. If you are a proud black woman over 60, leave a crown emoji in the comments. Let's show the world that a queen doesn't need a throne. She just needs the confidence to walk in her own style. Keep shining, queen. The world needs your light.